So, before we get started with today's episode, I wanted to let you know something really exciting. We're doing an evening of live storytelling on April 8th. I'll be hosting and telling you scary stories like the ones you get here every week. I will also have a couple of special guests. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. Go to loopedlive.com and get your tickets for Something Scary Live now.
Hey, I'm Markeia. Want to hear something scary?
Power of the Possessed. They say that every piece of jewelry tells a story. So you choose wisely when you accessorize, because if you choose the wrong piece to wear, you'll soon discover that not all stories are meant to be told. Inaya's older sister, Farah, was fascinated by old world goddesses and myths. She was always burying her head in books about the witches that roamed Turkey and the mother goddesses they worshipped. Farah, who adored her little sister, would take Inaya along with her wherever she went, including her explorations into the world of witchcraft surrounding their village. On one of their adventures, Farah became awestruck by a gold necklace that looked centuries old. Inaya thought it gave off bad energy, and just looking at it made her queasy. But Farah seemed entranced by the necklace and spent all of her money to buy it. Immediately, when Farah donned the necklace, she seemed to beam with pride. Inaya tried her best to keep her distance as they walked home. The closer she got to the necklace, the more uneasy and nauseous she became. She couldn't understand why Farah was so drawn to it. Farah, however, insisted that her sister try the necklace on, hoping to change her mind about it. Farah clasped the necklace around Inaya's neck, who immediately felt a wave of repulsion overtake her. Suddenly, Inaya felt something push her hard to the ground. She twisted her ankle in the process and gashed open her wrist, trying to catch her fall. As she bled, her sister had other concerns. "Oh no, the necklace!" Farah exclaimed. "Yeah, don't worry about me," snapped Inaya, quickly removing the necklace. They agreed the necklace was better off around Farah's neck. Inaya still felt there was something off about it, as Farah had never cared for material things more than her own sister before. As time went on, Farah seemed to become more and more obsessed with the necklace. She never removed it, and often stayed in her room for hours on end, admiring it. Inaya watched as her sister went from an adventurer to a shell of herself. Inaya even thought that late at night, she could hear Farah talking to someone, but she never heard a second voice. On one of the rare occasions that Farah left her room, Inaya decided to sneak inside and borrow some of her books. She hoped to find a way to help her sister break free from whatever curse or spell she had fallen under. Spread open on her sister's vanity, she caught a glimpse of a map of a place called Yusek. It's another region in Turkey not too far from their home. Inaya could not understand what the significance of this was, but she was certain it had something to do with the necklace. That night, Inaya heard her sister talking again. She quietly peered through the crack in the door. She was shocked to see a tall man with a thick black beard, draped in a fancy robe and jewels. He towered over Farah and the map. She heard him mention something about stolen treasures, but as she moved closer to hear them better, her wrist burned and her ankle throbbed as she felt that same wave of repulsion nearly overtake her. Inaya retreated to her room and used her sister's books along with the internet to research the necklace. She discovered it was once owned by a king with a thick black beard named Croesus. The king's necklace was cursed with his greed, and whoever wore the necklace would become obsessed with finding the king's treasures. Once discovered, they were bound to the treasure until they died and their souls joined the king's bounty. She also learned that only those blessed with Nazar, the gift of sight, would be repelled by the necklace, but were the only ones that stood a chance at breaking the curse. Anaya now understood what she had to do and began studying the witchcraft in her sister's books. However, before she could put her studies to use, Farah went missing. Remembering the map, Anaya followed it to the king's tomb. She found Farah inside, in a trance, as she followed the apparition of the bearded king deeper into the crypt and its hoard of treasures. "King Croesus," Anaya screamed so loud her chest burned. "You cannot have her." The ghost rushed towards her and let out a blood-curdling cry. The slash on Anaya's wrist split further up her arm, while her ankle shriveled, cracked. Through excruciating pain, she lunged at Farah and ripped the gold from her sister's neck while repeating the words, "The mother goddesses release you from torment." The king's tomb began to tremble and break all around them. With the last of her strength, Anaya pushed Farah aside. The gold necklace crumbled to dust as she watched life flood back into her sister's eyes. It was the last thing Anaya saw as the falling stone sealed her inside the tomb. Farah was safe, and that was all that mattered. The bearded king appeared before Anaya with a sinister grin. She wasn't the treasure he'd wanted, but she was still a treasure nonetheless. If you'd like to submit a story, send me an email at SomethingScary@Snarled.com. Like and share the video if it gave you the chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and turn on the bell for notifications. And if you dare, follow me on social media. Until next time, my dark darlings, sweet dreams.